Because the greatest determination you will make in your journey is where your will and God's will intersects. Meaning that how much of him is leading and guiding you and has led and guided you, and how much of you has been a part of that. We say, well, I guess it just was meant to be. It was meant to be. But I see that God works it all together for good. And I see that our choices, if we want to be led, we will be led. And sometimes we are led even though we don't know we're being led. You see, that's the thing here. It's always a puzzle. And I believe God keeps that mystery until the day when we can ask him that question. God, what, when, where, and why? Because we know the who, right? Where is the intersection, and how much can you affect God's will? How much can you change? We know we've experienced death in this church of a young lady, and all of us rallied, and all of us prayed, and all of us stayed in a vigil for her, believing, speaking, praying, and we lost her. Or did we? Either way, she was healed. She was either healed here or she was healed there. But who knows what led to, in the bloodline, what came against that young lady? I've learned a lot through exorcism and deliverance. One thing I have learned about our God in this part is that he does not force his will upon us. Remember Jesus in the garden, even being God incarnate in the flesh, had to surrender his will. And once that will is surrendered, God will take it over. Because you say, not my will, Lord, but thy will. And then he will lead you, and he will trump your will in various circumstances. I've felt that. I've seen that. I've started to do something, and then God just leads me a different way. But it's because my will is actually surrendered. It's because I have said, I don't want what I think is best, because my idea of what's best leads to an end that's not what I expected, because the devil's plans are always able to get in there and twist and turn and move about. But if I totally surrender to God's will and his will alone, and lean in and abide by his word, prayer, fasting, and discipleship, I'm guaranteed that even though it may be rocky and even though it may be rough, I'm learning lessons along the way, and I need to see that it is that suffering that we go through, that we participate in with Christ, that is important for the refinement of our faith. It is going to happen. Some people say, God, why'd you make this happen? Why'd you do this, Lord? They get so angry at God. And that's exactly what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to feel rejected. He wants you to feel dejected. He wants you to feel put asunder. And he wants you to be mad at God because God did it. He won. You are in a spiritual battle, and you need to understand that you don't know ultimately what exactly is going on, but you do know you are in a war, and the best thing you can do is trust God, no matter what your eyes behold. You'll never lose.